Well, this might sound unhinged, but I'm going to tell you some of the things my husband and I do to save money that some people might find unconventional. Number one, we only eat 2 types of meals per week. So at the beginning of the week, my husband and I decide on our 2 meals for the week. We bulk cook those meals, and then that is what we eat for every meal for the week. This is honestly such a money saving hack because you've bulk cooked all of your food. You don't end up going to the shop spending money on different ingredients like you would if you were cooking every other day or every day at home. And because we're very much an ingredient household, when we do a food shop, we literally just buy the ingredients we need for those 2 meals. That means our food shop costs are very low. And honestly, your life is made so much easier. Who wants to cook every day? No way. I will bulk cook every week, every time. Number two, we regularly call up our service providers to find out if we can have our bills lowered somehow. So think like broadband, phone bill, electricity, gas, whatever bill we have, we call up the providers when we can to find out if we can get it lowered, if we can get on a new contract. It is really easy, and I can't believe more people do not do this. You can call them up and ask, can you make this cheaper, please? Number three, we do not own a car here in London. So we used to have a car on finance last year, but we were in a car accident and that car got written off. And since then, a year ago, we have not gotten another car simply because who wants to pay the £500 a month? I absolutely used to love my car, but honestly, the thought of having to pay that money again, £500, £600 a month, puts me off getting another car completely. Whenever we think about getting a car, we remind ourselves that 500 times 12 is £6,000. Think of all the holidays you could go on with £6,000. Like, it's not worth having a car. Some people might find this next one really odd, but we do not spend any money on our house beyond the mortgage. So we don't spend any money on like decor or buying anything really nice for the house.
I needed this one to come because I think my team are trying to catch me because they're giving me all these videos around savings to touch, and it's super powerful. I think a question that was asked in this video, which I think is so relevant for us to answer, is why don't more people do this stuff? And the reality is, this is just statistically the way the world works. If you look at any organization, you will find that the those at the top in the food chain are always the minority. If you look at the world, those who control the majority of the wealth are the minority. And this is just the way it is. People that do the right thing typically tend to be the minority. In the Bible, it says it way better than I could even think of. It says, wide is the road that leads to destruction, and many there be upon that road, but narrow is the road that leads to godliness and life, and few there be upon that road. Typically, it's age old. The principle, the adage, the precept is there for us to take heed to. If we are those who are paying attention to how the world works, we would recognize very quickly the way the world works. And the way the world works is the overwhelming majority are too lazy, too convinced, or too whatever else it is to do what they should do in order to get their blessings to come through. So that it happens. Let's wrap up on this so I can share whatever else is going to be shared. Let's go.
Been here for 3 years. We bought it, decorated, and literally have kept it exactly the same. And we bought a lot of our furniture from the old sellers as well. The reason why we don't spend too much money on this house is just because we know it's not our forever home. Like, we know we'll be moving eventually, so I'd rather not put loads of money on like really nice decor or making it like our own, because I'll be buying another house and I'll have to do it for then. I would rather spend that money on holidays, and I will decorate and spend lots and lots of cash on my other home, my forever home, when I get it. What do you think of these? Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments.
Okay, agree or disagree? I agree. I agree that you should do whatever works best for you. So I'm in agreement with that. The hacks that were shared, I think, are interesting hacks. I don't think they're saving hacks. And I think the challenge we have in our society right now is just a linguistic challenge. Like, a lot of people call things savings, which aren't savings. All right. What you're actually doing throughout this process in this video is what we call optimization. You're optimizing your financial situation, and you're optimizing it through means of taking advantage of bills, seeing if they can be lowered from what you shared. And also the secondary one is making what I would call decisions. Some people might argue they're wise decisions, and obviously other people may disagree. But by making those specific conscious decisions to not spend another pound on your house in terms of decor, etc., makes total sense. Now, if you're living in London, if you're in the UK, we all know that the old school mentality of the British person is to remodel their house on a regular basis. Okay. A lot of traditionalists in Britain every year are looking to do a brand new kitchen, or every year are looking to do a brand new something in their house, right? Sometimes it's not every year. Sometimes it's every 3 years, every 2 years. Okay. And I just think that's legacy marketing that's done such a great job on making people feel uncomfortable about the things they have, which are actually valuable or of interest to them, right? The newest wallpaper comes out and you want to re-wallpaper your whole house, right? Like, again, people are different. People think of it in different ways. So if you make a conscious decision with your spouse to decide to not remodel your house in any way, shape, or form, the first thing that's beneficial is you modeled it the way you wanted to model it when you came in. From what was shared in the video, if you're in the same situation, you made those decisions, so you made it look how you want it to look. So that's great already. That's an advantage or a win to you first and foremost. The second thing, which I think is super powerful, is you're sharing that you're not going to invest any more money in that because you're thinking about your next home. Okay. Your next home, which from what it sounds like is planning to be the forever home. Now, the only thing I would say is you could extrapolate the most value from your current home if you were mindful of the fact that that might be someone else's forever home. And even if it isn't someone else's forever home, it might be someone else's next home. And by virtue of the fact that they may see something in that home, or they may find something that your home has that they couldn't find anywhere else in that market, that makes your current home extremely exclusive to them. And thus that makes your current home even more valuable to you, because your current home will have a higher resale value, or a higher remortgage value, or refinance value, or even just a higher rental value when you move from it. So I think these are things that maybe should be considered as part of a way that our community can start looking at the steps we're taking. Like, if we're living to help and assist one another, and we're saying we're not going to share the keys, the gems with one another, then really we're actually stealing from one another. And that's why I offer this up to assist anyone who's in this similar predicament, who's saying to themselves, I'm not going to spend another pound on my house. Like, you don't have to spend another pound on your house if that pound is not going to bring another pound out. Whereas if that pound is going to turn into £1.90, or it's going to turn into £4, then I would encourage you to find a way to spend or invest, because that would now be called investing, invest that pound in the house. And now, again, that might not have to be done now, that can be done later. Now, one of the things I thought was interesting is there was a lot of talk of holiday. Now, I'm not anti-holiday. I'm definitely not anti-holiday, especially if those holidays are chalked down, marked down as some form of an investment in opportunity, investment in experience, investment to spend time with the children. I don't know if that creator actually has children from what she shared in that video, but even to spend time with your spouse, right? To be super accurate, right? The reality is, a lot of the time people are going on holiday to say they went on holiday. I don't believe that's the case with this creator, because that's not the energy I got. But I'm just sharing this for us to understand, like, this is one of the fallacies that we've built up in our community that literally create controversy, especially in your finances. They're not, if you're going on holiday just to say, yeah, me and my guys, we went here, or me and the girls, we went there. The problem with that is, what is that going to do for you long term? How does that help you long term? Now, again, I'm not anti-holiday. I'm not saying don't go on holiday. I'm not saying don't have a holiday. But what I'm saying is, make sure you leverage the holiday to be of its highest level of value. If you are going on a holiday with your spouse and your children, and you're being conscious, you're going to be there. You're not, as Jim Rohn often would say before he passed away, wherever you are, be there. If you're going to be there, okay, then that can be an asset to you. But if you're going to go on holiday and spend 60% of the time on holiday on your laptop, in the hotel room, really doing working from home, the holiday hotel home, that's not really an investment. And then the £6,000 again and again that you're clawing back from not having a car doesn't actually end up really going that far. So that is the only caution I would kind of express in that kind of ideal. You've got a house. From what it sounds like, you're paying your mortgage. There could be opportunities on that house. And if there aren't opportunities on that house, if you're speaking to your sibling, if you're speaking to your friend, if you're speaking to your family, let them know when they buy a house, they should buy a house with an opportunity for a further investment to increase their investment and double their investment or triple their investment or add to their investment. Okay. That should be conscious advice and value that we're giving to our community, so everyone knows, listen, I'm buying a house, yes, but I'm buying a house with potential too. I'm buying a house so that I can as well, right? And that's going to help you long term, because think of it like this. If your salary is 60,000 a year, your spouse's salary is 60,000 a year, but you're never ever going to have an opportunity outside of the house you bought to add a third 60,000 a year, then you really need to consciously think about that. Because in order to garner and get the salary that you currently have, you might have had to study a degree or two. You might have had to go through certain training, or 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 12 years of training. You might have had to go through so much to get to a place where you can have the career which is currently bringing in whatever it's bringing in for you. But the acquisition of a house once can open up the door to an equitable, equal amount that you are working for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, depending on the investment that you've actually jumped into. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this video, what we've shared. Are you in a similar situation? Do you do similar things? Are these hacks that are helpful for you, or do you think there are better hacks that can come through? I'm interested in seeing your views in the comments below. Like I always say, remember, small keys open big doors. And if you got content, if you got value from this content, there you go. I used to speak now, just think about it. If you got value from this content, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, become a part of the tribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Let's go.
Small keys open big doors.